Hello everyone. The main purpose of doing this video is to make you understand how to work on BA6933 research project. As a part of this one, before we write a research problem, it is very important for us to identify an appropriate and capable data set from available sources. Maybe you can use DataWorld or Kaggle.com from anywhere. You need to find a capable data set means. So here you can see it is clearly given question predict future sales and product pricing like this. For every problem, these are the problems for which you can find a data set. Okay, these are the suggested problems. So you are supposed to use almost any data set from based on these problems only. So if you want to select a sales forecasting data set, the data should be capable of addressing at least some of these problem, these evaluations that are mentioned here, like factors such as advertising spending, product pricing, seasonal demand variations using simple and multiple regression. So we can, if it should be possible for us to perform analysis on these elements. So find data sets related to these elements. How to find them? Let us cross check. I know it is very tough to find on Kaggle.com or DataWorld.com to find exactly matching data sets. It takes a lot of time. To avoid that, what I say is you just take this text, maybe from here anyhow, and use ChatGPT to find appropriate data sets from the selected websites. Say, for example, here I gave a prompt find data sets on Kaggle.com that can address this. This is the main aspects, right? These aspects should be addressed. Some of these aspects should be addressed, right? So I mentioned it like predict future revenue based factors such as advertising, something, blah blah blah. So when we give this one, it will be suggesting us multiple data sets. Among these data sets, like below the matter, you can see a link. If you click on this one, it will open you the link which consists of the data. Okay, so you just take this data and use it for your purpose. Okay, so this is how we can find our data set. So make sure your data set contain multiple columns, at least 6 or 7 columns. Without that, it is not possible for you to evaluate your work. Got it? So this contain 4 columns. It is not useful to you. You understand? So better you go and search for another data set like this. So it contains 9 columns. Just cross check what columns it has. Month, supplier, item code, retail sales, retail transfers, warehouse sales. It has a lot of value. So you can use this data set and you need to identify number of rows also, not just columns. How many rows, how many items are there? How many number of number of rows are there in the document that particular file that should be identified. Okay. So based on the count, you can check anyhow. So when you download this file from here, when you download it from here, you can understand um, how many rows and how many columns are there in the data set. Okay. So after completing the data set, you start explaining the research problem. So if you see this data set, this data set clearly explains its purpose. What is the purpose of creating data set and what problem it can solve. That information will be available here. Okay. You try to evaluate it. You try to elaborate it and evaluate it. If not possible for you, just so whatever the detail is available here, take that data and so here use cases are given. I will take description and I will try to simplify it. See, you are not supposed to copy anything from here, but you can use it for simplifying things. Okay, after this, mention use this information and develop a research problem, objectives, and what impact it can create on business. Here it clearly creates research problem, objectives, and expected impact on the business. Okay, so these elements you are supposed to rewrite in your own style. And inside research problem, you will be mentioning both this theory and what kind of objects is we can create. And in expected impact, you should rewrite all these things. Okay, so mostly rather than mentioning about improved forecast accuracy, this will help marketing return. So these all values, these all are very influencing factors. Because of our analysis, these factors will be impacting our business. Okay, so my take is just find, if you can directly go and find data set on kaggle.com, you try to do that approach. If you can't, take topic from here and use the point and ask ChatGPT to identify some of the important data sets that can help you work on such problem. Okay. Next, when you open the data set, from this information, if you can understand it and if you can rewrite it properly, better you write it on your own about a research problem and what objectives you are having in this research. It should be a detailed one, right? So you will be mentioning research objectives and you will be mentioning how it will be impacting the business, your business. Say, for example, you will be considering it like the data set that you have selected is your company data set. And by performing analysis, what kind of impact that data analysis can have on your business, that should be understood. Okay. So you should write all these three, like content related to all three aspects in one document. You need to save your data set because in future, in next from next week onwards, we will be working on those data sets and make sure your data set is having multiple columns and it can be used for proper analysis purposes. Okay, if you see here, it has 9 columns and don't use common data set among ourselves. We are not supposed to use common data set among ourselves. Okay, so make sure your data set is different from others. So I recommend people who are taking who are like allocating work to the team should properly consider and cross check whether they are using different data sets or not. Do one thing, please put your dataset name on our chat board. Okay, so that if others can understand key, this is the dataset I am using. Got it? So you will be writing document in 2 paragraphs. One is research problem. Inside it, it contains the research objectives, and the other one is impact. So that is what asked in the requirement document. We need to provide one-page summary on identified problem. So rather than impact, you can say it is measurable outcomes. Okay. So you are supposed to define in a clear research problem and measurable outcomes. Ignore about these things. We already selected a data set. Then this we will be doing in a separate session. And what we are giving one-page summary of our work. That's it from my side, team. You are supposed to write one page of clear research problem and measurable outcomes. So these two sections. So as a part of research problem, we also mention what are our key objectives. Then all the best. Help yourself. Thank you.